Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And I'm here with my good friend, Jake Jacoby of TELCLOUD. Jake, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Doug. Always a pleasure to be here.
So we're here again with our ongoing podcast series on POTS and shots. POTS is a huge issue. Everyone's talking about it. It's time to take another look at it, especially if you're looking for new opportunities, new revenue. And today we're going to be talking about keeping it simple, how TELCLOUD makes POTS replacement easy. So Jake, I'm just going to jump right in and start with our first question. For those thinking about expanding their offerings, what are the key benefits of starting with a solution that's simple and scalable right out of the gate?
Yeah, good question. So as we've talked about in the past, TELCLOUD is a white label provider. So what that means is that we can do every aspect of the business for this reseller. So we sell to resellers. Resellers put their brand on our solution and take it to market. Now they may add their special sauce and their spin on it, on how the benefit that they kind of bring above and beyond the TELCLOUD solution. But when it comes to the actual solution itself, TELCLOUD can handle all of it, right? So that means wholesale hardware, wholesale routers, wholesale data, wholesale telco, and bringing all that together. Now, some of our partners bring their own, right? They bring their own TELCLOUD or telco connectivity. Some bring their own PBX, and that's full. You're able to do that. But TELCLOUD tries to make it easy, and so we even go as far as financing the entire thing for these resellers, so they can bring an OpEx model to their customers.
So tell me what the difference is between white label and everything else.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So white label basically means that the reseller puts their name and brand on it, right? So the reseller, when they're talking to their customer, they're not selling TELCLOUD. TELCLOUD isn't a customer-facing brand. It is a solution on the back end, like an AWS, to a website. But the TELCLOUD solution powers the reseller solution. And here's the key to that: is that the customers want to do business with these partners, with the resellers who they're already interacting with, right? So what this model allows for is for these resellers to go out and still sell enhanced services like POTS line replacement to their current customers. Because like we said, that customer already trusts them, right? They have a relationship with them. They know how to, the reseller knows how to bill them. They're already onboarded as a vendor. And so if TELCLOUD can be that trusted partner behind the scenes, we enable that reseller partner to go out with a rock solid solution that's going to work, that now has their name on it, and so that they can bring that to their customers.
So, Jake, when I was running around this spring at all the different shows, everybody's talking about their solutions and things to offer. But, a lot of the solutions that are being offered to MSPs, channels, and so on, the onboarding is pretty complex. There's a lot of upfront costs. My staff isn't trained. Is that what I'm going to confront if I get into this POTS replacement with you guys?
Yeah, that's another great question, right? And although POTS line replacement may, at a high level seem easy, you're just selling a phone line. It's actually pretty complex on the back end, right? There's a lot of different pieces to it, and that's where the trusted partner comes into play, right? That's why a TELCLOUD can do all of it for you. So it's a matter of not only identifying the opportunity, identifying the types of lines that are needed that need to be replaced, but also right-sizing the right equipment, putting that equipment together, turning up the service, delivering that equipment to a location, having an installer come and professionally install, and then actually turning up the service and then billing for that service. So if you're one of our resellers, and that's a lot of work, right? So what TELCLOUD does is we have the option where we'll do all that for you. You simply put your name on it. You interact with your customer. You help us with that. And you basically have a POTS line replacement company out of the gate, right? And so it's your name, your brand, your relationship with the customer, and TELCLOUD is taking care of everything else, including financing all of that equipment so that we can turn it into an OpEx model. So your customer can just pay a low monthly fee every month for that line of service, and you're making money. You have a margin built into that day one, right? So it's very easy. It's a complex business, but TELCLOUD makes it very easy for these resellers to go out and serve their customers.
So, Jake, what you're really saying is I begin with identifying who the customer is. Once I'm engaging that customer and they get the idea that they need to do POTS replacement and so on, I'm actually getting revenue right out of the gate.
You are. Yeah. And that's a unique kind of situation with TELCLOUD, right? So a lot of, other types of solutions, you've got hardware expense up front, you've got other things involved, and then you have this complicated billing thing, right? So at TELCLOUD, we've solved for all of these, and our resellers can pick and choose what they need. But the easy button, right? Again, we're talking about keeping it simple today, is that you put your name on it, identify the customer, work with us to interact with that customer, because again, at the end of the day, it's your customer, not our customer, but we'll do the rest, right? We'll provide the service, we'll turn everything up, we'll do the installation, do the support, even do the billing on your behalf. So it really is a turnkey solution, and even financing that deal so that, like you said, as a reseller, you can make money day one.
So, Jake, let's talk about actually getting started with this whole thing. From a reseller's perspective, what's the best way to use TELCLOUD's ease of entry and quick setup as a selling point to win over customers or even, leadership teams?
Yeah. So there's a few different ways to interact with TELCLOUD, right? So one is reach out to us and let's have a discussion, right? Because what we found is that for some organizations and resellers that have this opportunity with their customers, some of them, if there's enough opportunities, it may make sense to become one of our resellers, right? And to put your brand on this, sell it to you. Now, there's another option where we already have resellers that are very good at this, and they have agent programs as well. So just because you've identified this opportunity doesn't mean that you have to go through all the work of being a reseller, right? It does take dedication and resources and things like that. And you may just want to bring this easy solution to your customer. We have partners that have already set up, they're already using TELCLOUD, and they can simply have an agent agreement where you're making a commission on that line, bringing that to the customer. So again, in the theme of this podcast, is just keep it simple, right? So the first thing, like I said, have a conversation with us. Let's figure out where it fits best. And maybe it's starting with an agent type of program where somebody else is doing the lion's share of the work for you. And then, as you uncover opportunities and you want to maybe make a little bit more money and be more involved, then there's a path for that, right? But my team will help you and work together to figure out what the best spot is for you.
And as we wrap up this part of our podcast today, it goes without saying there's a lot of MSPs that have zero background in telecommunications. Telecom is not what they do. So,
right.
But they're on the ground. They're actually there. They're seeing the elevator that's not ready and so on. This is an easy opportunity for them, even though they have no telecom background.
That is right. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Again, telecommunications, again, it is about the relationship, right? That the customer wants to do business with that person they trust. And so as that trusted advisor, do your due diligence on TELCLOUD, come see us, talk to us, get comfortable that our solution is the best solution out there. And then, you have the opportunity to bring it in multi-paths to your customer and solve their needs, which is ultimately why they trusted you in the first place.
So now comes the fun part of our Pots and Shots podcast. There's pots and then we have shots. So yes. We're having a tour of the world-class tequilas. What do you have for us today?
All right. So today, as we've talked about in the past, my favorite tequila is a brand called Fortaleza. And so I have another bottle of Fortaleza here. Now, this is an interesting bottle because this is it's called still, right? So like we talked about, all tequila starts off is a Blanco, and then it can be aged into Reposado or Añejo or Extra Añejo, and we'll talk about some of those. But this one in particular is still, meaning it's pure, right from after they create the tequila, goes right into these steel caskets, and there's no aging at all. So it's pretty strong, but it's amazing flavor. It's got the same spice that you'll see for Fortaleza, and it's great sipping tequila. So definitely, again, one of my favorites, Fortaleza.
So again, I need to, if for those who are tuning into this podcast as the first one, even though it's a big series, the tequilas we're featuring, they're not for margaritas.
Correct.
Yeah.
These are, it's high end, high end alcohol, high end, like kind of designer type of tequilas here. So, I think over the last 10 years, tequila has become more and more popular. You've got a lot of different, nuances to them. And so we're introducing those, but yes, so this is no change in this tequila right out of the distillery, and it's fantastic. So.
Well, Jake, this has been really interesting as ever. I always learn a lot. I think on the serious part of our podcast today, this is really the time is now. From what everyone is telling me, this is the year, this is the time, and it sounds like you guys do have a great program, even for companies that are not really telecom ready, don't know much about it, to jump in, make some revenue, maybe even build a better relationship with the client.
That's 100% right. Yeah, we'd love to help. So,
and join us next time when we're going to be talking about what's brewing in the market, fixed wireless access, and the future of connectivity. And we're going to have a special guest, Jennifer Skinner of Verizon Business. So you don't want to miss that. The opportunity gets better and better. Jake, thank you for joining me today. Where can we learn more about TELCLOUD?
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. So you can find us at telcloud.com or 844-900-2270. Love to have you reach out, and would love to have a discussion. So.
Jake, I'm looking forward to our next Pots and Shots. I'm certainly looking forward to learning more about these opportunities, meeting Jennifer, and also learning about a new tequila. But for now, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.